Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning. Probably wondering why I'm going live so many times. Um, just got so much I want to get off my mind, and I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it now. And this is for Nick Baldwin. And what he say, guys? I just want to drop in here for a minute. He said, I guess he hates when people do that, so I'm gonna say it now just to mess with him. But what I really want to do is get down to. I'm gonna be real quick. Um, I grew up not being a very avid book reader. I didn't read a lot of books. Honestly, I hated reading books. It was kind of crazy, and I had a hard time. I think the first time I ever read a whole book through was my freshman year in college. I actually was on Adderall. I read The Fires of Jubilee front to back all the way through, retained it all, passed whatever test or whatever we had report I had to turn in college for that book. Um, yeah, so I had a very hard time reading books. Like it was hard to focus. I would have to put music on and read, or if I started reading, I'd pass out. So I've become a very large, very well. I love Audible. I love doing Audible books. So what I do is I buy a copy of the book. I also get on Audible. I'll listen to Audible. I'll save clips, and then I'll highlight in the book itself. And it's how I read now. And I'll be real with you. I did not start really digging into books till I was 32 years old, and I joke about it. But my thought on it is books and education, training, all these things are amazing. And it's almost like the Matrix. If you've ever seen the movie The Matrix, Neo gets in that chair and they plug him that thing in the back of his head and they're like programming how to fight like kung fu and karate and all this stuff, and then he goes to the Matrix and he can fight it. I feel like books are like that for human beings. If you really read a book, you internalize it, you learn it, it's in your mind and nobody can take it from you. So if you can use those things in your mind and put them into play in real life, books can be absolutely amazing. I know one of my favorite books of all times is The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I've read that book. We're on our 39th time. Well, I'm on my 39th time. I'm reading with my entire team right now. Great books. So here's my top five. So my number one book of all time is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. If you haven't read the book, you got to read the book. It really digs into just relational conversation, understanding that doing all the talking isn't necessarily mean you're having an amazing relationship. Most of the time, you need to shut up and listen. One of the most powerful, like little phrases in the book that I took, I kind of created it myself, but I took it from the book. I got it from this book is um, being willing and able to say this. I'm probably wrong because I'm wrong more often than I'm right. So you're probably correct on this issue. And it's hard. It's a very hard thing to learn and do, but that's one of my favorite things. So another one of my favorite books is Fierce Conversations. If you've never read the book Fierce Conversations, guys, you need to read this book. Fierce Conversations isn't about being mean in your conversation. It's about being genuine, true, and integrity in your conversation. When you feel something, you need to tell somebody about it. Have that talk. Don't be afraid of it. Now, don't just be a blunt jerk about it. You got to learn to have conversation with care and candor. But Fierce Conversation, if you have not read it, it's great in life and it's absolutely amazing for business. Another one would be The Go Giver, great business book. The Go Giver is largely a book that teaches you give more in value than you receive in pay, and just do it over and over again. Be a connector of human beings, bring people together, bring value every day, and your life will change. Another one, which is great for human beings, the five love languages. The thing I took from the five love languages is this. Um, the old biblical term, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." Isn't always necessary 100% true. I believe it's do unto others as they would have done unto themselves. So for example, I'm a hugger. I like to hug people. But if I'm in business or I have a friend or whatever and they don't like hugs, I shouldn't be hugging them all the time just because I like hugging, right? It may not be their love language. It may not be the coolest thing in the world for them. They may be like, get the heck off of me. Because there's people like that. Um, Another one of my favorites is The Five Dysfunctions of a Team. If you haven't read it, it's freaking amazing. It's just a book about collaborations, about bringing a team together. It's about understanding that sometimes you have to break things in order to fix them. And she says it in the book. Are you willing for me to do whatever it takes in order for me to get this company right? And she talks about a broken bone. Sometimes you got to break the bone for it to reheal properly. And then I'm going to run down my list just rapidly. The one thing Rich Dad, Poor Dad, amazing. Good Leaders Ask Great Questions. The Aladdin Factor, The Miracle Morning, Good to Great, Start with Why, The Four Disciplines of Execution, 4DX, great book on running a business. Shift, Think and Go Rich, and Burr, if you haven't read it, BRRRR, I believe that's enough R's. It's a great book on buying investment properties. Raising Private Capital, which is by the same group of people that I think wrote Burr. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Rocket Fuel, which I'm reading again right now with my leadership team, is amazing. The Richest Man in Babylon is largely about investment and being like it's really about mindset, honestly. Um, 10X Rule, Grant Cardone, great book. The Millionaire Real Estate Investor and the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, great freaking books. Extreme Ownership, if you have not read that, um, I can't, Jocko Willings. I actually got the opportunity to meet Jocko Willings at an event, and the guy just looking at him standing still looks like he could kill you. He's an ex Navy SEAL. I think I might have taken a picture with him. I can't remember. Um, Cash Flow Quadrant. That's another Robert Kiyosaki book. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Awesome. Dare to Lead. Brene Brown. I believe I think that's Brene Brown. Or Call to Courage. Whatever. Dare to Lead's a great book, but Brene Brown is also someone you should be following just to grab information from. She's amazing. 21 Infutable Laws of Leadership is a great book as well. Anything John Maxwell is just going to be phenomenal. Relentless, Awaken the Giant, 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. I think I already said that. Power of Habit, So Good They Can't Ignore You, 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, a John Maxwell book. Sell It Like Sirhan. If you know who Sirhan is, he's a salesperson out in New York. You got to get to know who he is. Um, the Compound Effect, The Traveler's Gift, and Never Split the Difference. Those are my top books. I hope you add them to your list. I want to hear your list. Like, place your list in the comments. I want to see what you read. I want to add new books to my library. A lot of these books I've read 2, 3, 4, and 5 times. It's time for me to expand. But yeah, those are books. They're great. It's like the Matrix. Plug it in, learn the book. Love you guys. Hope this is helping you. Y'all have an amazing day. Talk to y'all later. Bye bye.